and welcome back to the breakdown. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to start an All the Mods 3 server. This is going to walk you through every step of the process, from downloading the original server files to allowing your friends to join the server. We're even going to install the correct version of All the Mods 3, the one that will sync up with your server, in this video. So all of it's going to be covered here, but first a message from Apex Minecraft Hosting. Now, an All the Mods 3 server takes a lot of RAM to set it up and run, at least 3 to 4 gigabytes of RAM, if not 5 or 6. That's a lot of RAM on your computer, and it's also one of the harder servers to set up. Modded servers are difficult to get up and running. Apex simplifies that process for you, and for less than $10 per month, you can get an awesome 24-hour DDoS-protected Minecraft server that can run All the Mods 3 without any problems. You and your friends will be able to join in, play it, and have tons and tons of fun. Oh, and did I mention it's just one click to set it up? So if you're looking for an All the Mods 3 server, you don't have to go through all this stuff in this video. All you want to do is spend $10 and get an awesome server. Well, Apex is the one for you. It's the first link down below, the breakdown.xyz/ApexModded. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and get on into this. So the first thing we want to do is go to the second link down below, Apex being the first. This one is the second, and it will take us here. We can go down, and right here on the right, you see where it says Minecraft 1.12 server packs. That is what we want to click on, so go ahead and click on that. It will then take us to this page where we can see all of the server packs that All the Mods has. You want to make sure that this does say server pack right here. If it does, you're in the right place. Now, we want to find the one that is titled Release, so it's got the green R next to it. We want to come over here and just click on this download button. See that? Click on that, and it will take us off to this page where we can, in fact, go down to the bottom and click on the server files full right down here. See that? Server files full. Click on that, and it will download in the bottom left. This is going to take a while. It is 429 megabytes, almost half a gig worth of stuff, but it's downloading all of the mods and everything. All of the mods in All of the Mods 3, I should say, and everything you need to start your server. This is going to take a minute, but once it's done, I will see ya. There we go. All of the Mods 3 has finished downloading in the bottom left. Now, if we minimize our browser, it is here on my desktop. If this isn't on your desktop, no worries. Hit the Windows button. It's in the top left for me. It's probably in the bottom left or in your screen. Just click on that little Windows icon, and it will open up this where you want to type in downloads, exactly like that, if I can spell today. Then you have this downloads folder here. Click on that, and All the Mods 3 will be in here. Just drag it for your desktop for ease of use. Once it is on your desktop, you want to right click on it and then click on extract all, and then click on extract. It will take a second to do this. Again, it's half a gig worth of files, but once it is done, I will see you, as you can see, about 2 minutes here, so it shouldn't take overall too long, considering it took a lot longer to get the file downloaded. And it sped up quite a bit towards the end there, and there we go. Once you're extracted, you will have this open up. Now, we can go ahead and delete the zip file we downloaded, because if you see over here, we now have this new file on our desktop called All of the Mods 3 v5 server files, right? So we can delete the zipped file that we downloaded. When you do that, you shouldn't have this close out, right? As long as this is still open, you're good. Now, let's get this running. Now, there's a few things we need to do here. First and foremost, we need to agree to the Minecraft EULA. And to do that, just go ahead and click on server start.bat. So double click on that, and it will go ahead, and it might give you this. If it gives you this, no worries, it's 100% safe. Click on more info, and then click run anyway. Then it's going to open up this right here and run the All the Mods 3 server. See that? All the Mods 3 server running Forge modded server, and boom, it's not going to work. Eventually, it's not failed out yet, but eventually it will fail out because we haven't agreed to the Minecraft EULA, and once we do that, it will work. But right now, installing Forge is happening, so I'll see you once this has installed and has started up. And there we go. It finally says could not find EULA equals true. So what we need to do is come over here to where it says EULA.txt. You see that file? Right click on it and then just edit it, right? So right click and then click edit. It should open up in Notepad, right like this. And you want to find EULA equals false and change that to EULA equals true. That is assuming if you're going to agree to the Minecraft EULA that's here, you'll change that. Otherwise, you can't start a server, so change it. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and do file, save, and then we can close out of this. And now press any key to continue over here. If you press any key to continue, typically it would close out the Minecraft server. But with all the mods, they've got this custom server client kind of set up, and it's just going to rerun, right? So if you were to do that without like updating the EULA, you would get that error message again, and it would tell you to press any key to continue again. So now it's going to go ahead and get the server started. You're going to see a lot of warnings and a lot of errors on the first time the server starts up. This is 100% normal. All of those warnings right there, that is fine. All right, eventually the server will be up, and it actually says stopping Aurora and all of that stuff. No worries, that's fine. It's supposed to do that. So basically it's loaded all these worlds up and doesn't need to keep them loaded right now, so it's unloading them until later. But nevertheless, Thaumcraft is the last thing that you'll see there. I went ahead and upped myself to make sure everything was running. So whenever the console stopped moving, that's the first thing you could do is type OP and then space whatever your username is. In my case, it's Nick's Games. And then you'll be able to see whether or not the server's working, because it'll return opt your username if it is set up and working. So there we go. Now we need to stop it. So at this point, the server is set up. You could go join it, but we need to make sure we download the correct version of all the mods 3 and all of that stuff. And by the way, whenever you type stop over here, you will see that server will restart automatically in less than 30 seconds, or no to exit. So you want to go ahead and press in and it will exit out of that. Now, once we've done that, we need to port forward and we need to download all the mods 3 that will work with this, right? So to do that, let's go ahead and open up our browser here. First things first, let's download all the mods. To do that, you'll need the Twitch app. This is the third link down below. Click download here. It will download in the bottom left. Once the download is finished, it'll be on my desktop. Again, yours might be in your downloads folder. We got to that earlier in the video. Now go ahead and just double click on the Twitch setup. And this is just like setting up any other program. You'll click install. Mine will go ahead and open up because I've already got it installed. You'll then have to click next and do things like that. But eventually, your Twitch app will open up. You'll also need to log into your Twitch account. If you don't have a Twitch account, create one. They're 100% free. Now, let's go ahead and once you're on this home page here, we can go ahead and click on mods. And then once we've done that, we can click on Minecraft. Now, you won't have Stone Block installed here, and because of that, you'll have to click Install to install Minecraft. Then you'll be on this, so go ahead and click Browse All Mod Packs, and then you want to type in all the mods. And there it is, all the mods 3. Then click on the install button right here, and it will go ahead and get everything installed. This can take a while because, well, it's hundreds of mods, 255 to be exact. So we'll see you once this has downloaded and installed. There we go, all the mods 3 has downloaded. We can now click on play right here on the Twitch app, and it will open up the Minecraft launcher. Now you might have to log in to the Minecraft launcher here. If you do, this is going to be the same thing you use to log into the normal Minecraft launcher, because this is the normal Minecraft launcher. When you're here, you want to come over here to launch options. If you don't have that, click these 3 little arrows. It'll drop this down, and then click on launch options. Then you'll have this profile called All the Mods 3. Click on that, and then in here you can change the RAM. Now, All the Mods 3 is a very resource-intensive mod pack. While the server needs 4 to 6 gigabytes of RAM, so does your client. So you want to go ahead and change this from 3 megabytes to 6072, which is actually under 6 megabytes. It's actually about 5.25 or 5.5 gigabytes of RAM, but overall, this will work. This will get the job done. So if we go ahead and click save there, I'm going to change this real quick just so you guys can see better. You don't have to change your resolution if you don't want to, but you might. Then go ahead and click save. Come back over here to news, confirm that the All the Mods 3 profile is selected there. It is. It should say it under the play button, and click play. Now All the Mods 3 will start up, and this is going to be a long process, just like everything is with setting up a modded server. But whenever this is happening in the background and it's setting up, we can do other things. And that's what we're going to do. We are going to port forward. There we go. It's starting up. It's going to take a while. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get our server port forwarded. The first thing we need to do that is come up to the top left for me. Again, probably in the bottom left of your screen. Click on that Windows logo. Type in CMD, right like that. And then you'll see command prompt here. Go ahead and click on it and it will open this up. In here, type in IP-CONFIG IPconfig and hit enter. Then, once you're in here, you need to make note of your IPv4 address and your default gateway. Both of these are numbers we're going to be using later. For our IPv4 address, we need to go ahead and open up the Minecraft server folder where we have all of our server files. We want to find the server properties tab right here. Right-click on that and then click on edit. It will open up in Notepad where we then want to find server IP. You see that right there? Server IP, you want to make that your IPv4 address. So whatever you have over here, type it next to server IP. IP. In my case, that is 192.168.1.123. Yours may be completely different, and if it is, that is perfectly fine. But whatever your IPv4 address is, take and type it over here. Then go ahead and do File, Save, and now we can close out of the server properties file. Now we need to take our default gateway, open up our browser, come to a brand spanking new tab here, and then we want to go ahead and type that into the search bar up here at the top. So for us, our default gateway is 192.168.1.1. Yours may be the same as mine. It might be completely different, but whatever it is, type it into your browser, and then you'll land on a page that looks exactly, or most likely, completely different from what you see here. The only similarity will be that it will have a login box. What do you enter in this login box? Well, your router's username and password, which, if you don't know it off the top of your head, you can find at the fourth link down below. That will take you here, which is our extensive tutorial on how to find your router's password. Everything from talking to whoever set up your internet, to checking the router itself, to trying out this website right here, to even resetting your router and using the default info, and then last but not least, contacting your ISP. By the time you've worked through all of this, you'll find it, most likely though, you find it within the first one or two steps listed here. So that's that. That's what you can do, and that's how you can find your router's password. Once you've got it, come back over here, enter it in, and yeah, you'll be good to go. So let me just go ahead and do that real quick. There we go. Now I can go ahead and click sign in, and it will look exactly, or again, most likely completely different from what you're seeing here. That is no big deal though. No big deal at all, because I am going to walk you through every step and show you what to look for, even if it's not on your router. However, if you're still having trouble, if this doesn't help you, we do have another extensive tutorial right here on how to port forward. Now, we do have a text tutorial down here at the bottom, but really and truly, this video is where the value is going to be for you. It's going to show you all of the most popular routers on the market today and how to port forward on them. So whether it's a Linksys router, a Netgear router, whether it's an AT&T router, a Verizon router, whether it's a TP-Link router, whatever router you have, this video will help you. And even if your router isn't in this video, you'll most likely be able to port forward, because they're all a bit different, and yours will most likely be similar to something listed here. Once you've gotten into your router, though, we'll port forward on our router. So on my router, it's in security. And yours, it might be in security. It might be in apps and gaming. It might be in advanced. It might be in NAT gaming. It might be in NAT forwarding. It might be, again, in advanced. Most of them are in the advanced tab in some way. For us, we're going to be going into security, though. Yours may also be in security. Then once we're here, we're going to be going to apps and gaming. Again, yours may be in NAT gaming. It might be NAT forwarding. It might just be straight up port forwarding. It might be port forwarding / port triggering. Whatever it is, you're looking for apps and gaming, NAT gaming, something like that, or port forwarding, port triggering, port opening, something along those lines. Click on apps and gaming for me here, and then I had to click on single port forward. For you, you'll most likely just have a big list of stuff, but you might then have to click on single port forward if you need to. I'm going to delete this because we need to redo it. For me, I have to click add a new single port forward. You might just have a list of rows and things here, and you just fill one of them out and click save. For application name, doesn't really matter. Yours might be service name, doesn't matter. For port, if it mentions port, it doesn't matter what it says. If it mentions port, you want to put 25565. Whatever it says for port, put 25565. For internal port, we're going to put 25565, because guess what? It mentions a port. It is 25565. For protocol, we want to do both, right? And then for device IP, we want to enter our IPv4 address. So if we come over here, mine is 192.168.1.123, and we can do .1.123. Yours may just be a list. If it's a list, select your computer that you are on. That is what you need to do. But there's one thing I want to mention here that my router doesn't have that yours might. And it might be something like a public IP or an external IP or something like that. Try to leave that blank. If that does not work, you need to put your public IP address in that, and that segues us right on in to what's next in the tutorial. First though, let's go ahead and click save on our port forward, and then click apply to make sure everything works. Boom, your port forward is now done. At this point, again, you could join your server, but your friends could not. So how do your friends join your server? Well, you need your public IP address. And you can find your public IP address at the fifth link down below, the breakdown.xyz/what'smyip, and it will take you here. Now, on this page, you've got a black box over here, and you've got a black box over for where your IP address is. That's because you don't want to give this IP address out to everyone or publicly. If you want to start a public All the Mods 3 server, you need Apex Minecraft hosting because they are going to allow you to give your IP address out to everybody publicly. This is just for you, your close family, people you trust, because anyone with this IP can get all of this information over here, right? Where you live, all of that stuff. So you want to make sure that you keep this safe. That's why it's blacked out for you, except for the last 3 digits. I'm going to go ahead and copy that IP address. And then All the Mods 3 is most likely open in the background. And I actually don't think it is. So if I go ahead and minimize this here, All the Mods 3 is still opening in the background. Yeah, it takes that long. We were able to port forward and do all that, and All the Mods 3 is still opening. Absolutely insane. By the way, if it goes not responding like this, don't freak out, calm yourself, just let it happen. It will work through it. Mod packs are glitchy and they take time to get open, especially the first time you open them. So stuff like not responding is going to happen. It'll eventually work through it like it just did. But nevertheless, I will see you once this is finally set up and we can use that public IP address to join our server. And that's also the IP you're going to give to your friends to join your server. So jump cut and I'll see you in the main menu. Actually, I thought of one more thing. We're not on the main menu. That's because you need to add more RAM to your All the Mods server. Doing that is pretty easy. Again, come back to the server files here. And then to add more RAM, what we want to do is find the settings.cfg. See that settings.cfg? Go ahead, right click on that and click on edit. That will open it with Notepad here. Now there's a lot of stuff in here and it's kind of hard to read. I get that. But what we are looking for is the same thing we were looking for before, and that is our RAM, right? And as you can see, right here is our RAM. It is currently set to 5 gigabytes. That should actually be good out the gate, but if you wanted to up it, you could. I'll go ahead and up it to mine 6G, which would be 6 gigabytes, right? So now if we go ahead and click File, Save there. At this time, we also need to start our server. We never did that earlier. So if we go ahead and start server.bat, just double click on that, and it will go ahead and start the server. At this point, you can close out of your command prompt. You really don't need that anymore. I will see you once the server is up and All the Mods 3 is finally started. See, mod packs take forever to open. It's not just you, it's everybody. And there we go. The mod pack is finally open here. This is the All the Mods 3 main menu. And then over here, we can see that we have unloaded those dimensions with Thaumcraft, so those are working well. Now, if we go ahead and click on multiplayer right here, it will open up our multiplayer window where we then want to direct connect to our public IP address. Now, we copied that earlier, so I'm just going to paste that in here. Now, here's the deal. This is going to be blacked out for you. Just be like it was on the other website because you don't want to give this out to everybody. So there we go, public IP pasted in. Then go ahead and click on join server right here. It'll then launch us on into the server and we will see that appear over here that we have in fact joined into the server. Connect to server, logging in, and it will get us logged in. Now again, I would recommend starting this server with Apex Minecraft hosting because as you can see, can't keep up. Did not the system time change? What's happening? Your server doesn't have enough RAM. It's running with 6 gigs of RAM, and it does not have enough RAM to keep up, which is just absolutely insane. On Apex, they have the best hardware, very efficient hardware that's going to be a lot better than most likely what your computer has, and it'll be able to run All the Mods 3 on 4 to 6 gigabytes of RAM, whereas your computer, with not as good of a processor and not as good of hardware as what they have, won't be able to do that. So eventually, we will get logged in here. One thing I will say, if it kicks you out, which it's probably going to do to me here, no worries, log in again. Typically, on the first time you join into a modded world, it will kick you back out to the Minecraft, login screen or say it can't connect. That's normal. So just let that happen. Let it sit here. You're almost done waiting, so just wait this one little bit. And it actually didn't kick me out. It let me into the game. So here we are. We are in game, and we can see over here that Nick's Games did, in fact, join. This is going to happen. It's going to glitch out when it's first loading the world. Let me let this load up. There we go. Went ahead and changed some settings, and we are now in the game and playing. We're still lagging up a little bit, and if that happens, most likely your just computer is overwhelmed, and that's where we're at right now. With me recording this video, with running this server and doing everything, my processor is dying. So that's basically what's happening. Now, everybody talks about RAM. RAM could be an issue here, but we've dedicated enough RAM to both the server and the game to be able to run this without any problem. This is actually a processor issue. Minecraft uses single-threaded processors, which basically means it only uses one thread on your processor. So if you have a 8-core CPU, it doesn't matter. It's still only using one core of it, and I have a relatively old quad-core CPU with hyper-threading. We're getting pretty technical here, but basically, that's the issue here. That's why running a server on Apex makes sense, because they have the best processors for Minecraft, all optimized, already, all running, all great. So, yeah. That's kind of where we're at here, but we are in game, and minus our performance issues, you've set up your All the Mods 3 server. Congratulations. If you have any questions, post them in the comment section down below. I am more than happy to help you out. You can also set up an All the Mods 3 Lite server. If you'd like to see a video on that, let me know in the comment section down below, and you'll probably be able to run that with most average computers without having dedicated hardware, even when you're recording. But yeah, there you guys have it. If you have any questions, again, go to the comment section down below, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if it helped you out. And also, if your friends can't join your server for whatever reason, for any reason, you most likely have an issue with your port forward, or there is a firewall either on your computer, but most likely on your router blocking the connection. So be sure to check that if you have any issues with your friends connecting or anything. But nevertheless, congratulations, your All the Mods 3 server is up. My name is Nick, this has been The Breakdown, and I am out. Peace.